This is the fourth train line, technically. That train is forming the third. We will be following the same route for the most part, though. Once that one gets on the main line. As you may have guessed, it's been some years. This is the third Asian train, so we have quite a bit more traction, effort, and horsepower, so it can pull a lot more and faster. This one has a little bit... I'll wait till it's done. This one has a little bit of everything, because this will be between cargo hubs, essentially. Is it quite a lot early for cargo hubs in the 1870s? Yes. Do I care? Not really. I already have millions a year. Don't care. I made a lot of ships, by the way, if you're curious of how I did that so quickly. Because it's like 1864 right now. Probably gonna have to wait for this train to go by. That one seems to be going very slow. I'm assuming it stopped at its signal for the other train pulling out. Yeah, so it has one tanker, one gondola, just in case. I doubt I'll use it, but hey, may as well keep it just in case. One stake, or sidecar with stakes, I think it's called, whatever. It's mainly for lumber, steel, and concrete. The main thing is construction materials. And then this one actually has 4 boxcars, because I already plan on moving goods. These 3 are just here, so that way as I add thing to the lines, it'll automatically just start putting consumers' demands on the entire line, so I don't have to worry about editing the trains the moment I go to add a new line or something that requires one of these cars. So are these wasted money and wasted weight? Yes. Do I care? Not particularly. Now, honestly, all I've done is I had issues with the amount of trains going through the sawmill, so I added a little siding, essentially for the other goods trains that you see there, transporting the tools back and forth. So they don't use the bypass in the middle automatically. Because if you look to the right of the train coming out, it's supposed to have 2 rails, or not next to a platform, so trains like this would go through the middle. So at least now I know if I want trains to go through station. I did put signals in the middle, so I can just use the signals as the waypoint. Does not affect this train, unfortunately, heading out, but that's fine. Because it will be using that station anyway, so no point in even doing just temporary waypoints to get things out there. Now, could I have made a second train depot to make this a lot easier? Yes. Do I particularly care? No. I just realized it's probably doing the orders in reverse now I think about it because of the positioning. That's just me misinterpreting, isn't it? Yeah, because we're heading for Kochi. That is this station right here. I thought I named it transfer, but whatever. That means the other train may have actually used the bypass in the middle. I have to watch next time. I will. Pathfinding confuses me in this game at times, but this is my 3rd playthrough, so I'm still learning niche things about it, so it's fine. Also, yes, I did stop triple heading my trains. This one might hit double headed eventually if the demand increases fast enough, but I doubt it. Also, I am fine with this train kind of stopping here. Gives time for the other train. Because that one's going to use the siding to get off the main line onto its own little single lane rail to move the goods from the goods factory onto the station this one will be picking up from. I thought I flattened it enough. It is not flattened. Dang it. I'll fix it later. Is this overly built area? Yes. Do I particularly care? No, because I like how it looks. Also, I still find it interesting they're using wood-fired trains right now. I know due to looking into trains that the Russians had inferior coal issues around the 1920s becoming a big concern, so they designed trains with, basically from what I can tell, larger fireboxes and larger tenders to make up for the inferior coal. But I'm curious why there's so many wood-fired ones, because this is a 1863 train. Now, I know steam trains use a lot of different fuel types, as long as it's combustible, basically they can be designed to use it. But yeah. Autosave. Should probably disable that while recording, but oh well. I'm not going to show the return trip, it's literally just going back and forth between the two stations. But I thought you can follow this train since it's the latest one, to its arriving for its first pickup, hopefully. The other train got there fast enough to deliver goods. Now, I'm still learning Birdie, so this is a bit steep, but it's fine. I just realized it kind of peaks, so it doesn't flatten out. Oh well. I am delivering the plastic and steel via boats, as you can see, which is why this was so high, so they can fit underneath. In fact, if you look, that bridge is over there for the same purpose of letting the ships go underneath to deliver. I think. No, they don't need to go underneath. But yeah. That's where the goods are being made. Goods require plastic and steel to be made, which we're importing via sea. I believe, so I got two cities hooked up for importing commercial and industrial goods right now. I only have the industrial goods for one of them. I think the one over the seas has grown to the point that now demands 4 goods, including the consumer goods now. But we'll find out when I finish rolling. I really need to... Let's go this side so we stop running into trees. This area is a little hilly, which is why I wasn't too concerned about the gradients of the bridges, because there's already kind of gradients over here, so... Yeah, it'll be fine. It's already taken into account steep gradients, basically, for train planning in the future. And you can see in the almost upper right of the screen, but now it's heading towards the middle, you can see the city that I plan on hooking up. soon to also receive some goods. Though I am not going to right this second, as they demand fuel, and I forget the other one, I think was machines. No, because those are both industrial. Oh, it's fuel and bread. But yeah, I do have the line beginning for the fuel refining. I just need to set up the train for it. I don't see any goods, so I'm assuming that it hasn't delivered yet. And then, yeah, it's just going back and forth. That first train that was departing in front of us, it came off the main line over here on this little side slip, followed along until it was entered the station, in which it turned around, and then used this line. It looks like it just picked up the goods based on the name there. Yep. Now, I've yet to actually... This is over-transporting. It's only... Yeah. Now, I'm fine with that, because if we look... Oh no, it doesn't import goods. I was going to hook up here as residential, which will greatly increase demands for both fuel and goods. There's also here for even more increase, so it'll pay for itself eventually. Supposedly, that I might need to check, but it looks like that should be fine for the yearly thing. It predicts 168 transfer a year. It's only sending out 100 right now to the goods factory, so it should be fine. In fact, over transporting, but that's fine. I forgot, that's why I wanted to check here. No, we should be fine on storage. Yeah, as you can see, we're importing crude oil from here with a bunch of these large tanker ships over to the refinery over here, which is trying to send out to 100. Am I sending enough? I am not. This is over transporting, but that's fine. Because, as I said, soon I should be increasing the production here, which will increase the demand for plastics and steel, which means this will actually increase in required oil. Yeah, so that's where the plastic's being made. The steel is a lot closer right here. There's actually quite a bit of congestion with the ships for once, so I found that interesting. I had to deal with that. Yeah, the other thing is, once I hook up the other cities, here's some bread. There's some wheat. There's some wheat. There's a whole bunch of wheat around here to import to this bread into the... That is not close enough. Dang. I will fix that soon, but anyway. Then yeah, not only can we import the fuel, we can also import the bread. This is where I was mentioning the oil. I just gotta set up the stations here. Ideally, the train will be able to pick up the oil from here, as you can see. Bring it over here, refine it to fuel, and then carry it back to here, where I can just put it on the same dockyard, and just ship it back over to here, where it will be distributed to the city here. Oh, you were the ones that required goods. Okay. That was not Kochi, Bengalwar. I have mispronounced that name heavily. I'm sorry, but I am not good with name pronunciation. Otherwise, also this looks like it's got a lot of customers, but it's been drained from like around, I think it was 58 at its highest. So it is slowly balancing out. I did need a lot more passenger carriages up here. If you're curious, I split the bus stations down here into its own line, and then these ones up here into their own. These two are overlapped, so they can transfer more easily. And then this station here takes them to the exchange here at the hub. They do actually occasionally show up. I do have a passenger line here for the city down here. It is nowhere near profitable if we look, because the ship's right there. But it is, when I hooked it up, it did help the destinations by like 50 here, so it is helping with the population size. Yep. Otherwise, I think that is all the lines that I have made since the last video. Also, this playthrough, I did decide to, if we go to the lines, it'd be easier to show out the other city. You split up the deliveries between commercial and industrial goods to see if that helps at all with traffic flow. I know it's not needed at all, but I just thought I would try it. Yeah, once I hook up the bread, I can even hook up here. This requires tools, which I already make. This requires goods, which will be made, or is being made. And yeah, I was also thinking of using this port here, not dockyard, I'm sorry, port, as the kind of cargo hub for Shenyang here. Shenyang? I should stop trying. But yeah. That is all for today. You all have a good night.